Listen up. What up, what up? It's your boy back on the scene again. You know, this dude right here, Jon Ivy with Listen Up. It's finally here, people. Y'all ain't believe me, did you? You ain't believe I was going to come through with the set and all that, and I was going to have my show ready, and we were going to take it on the road. You ain't believe it. But now it's here. Jon Ivy, along with Houston Vines, my executive producer from VMG Marketing Group. I am from JBX Media Group. Together we're Ivy Vines. And we got this thing called the Block Exchange. Listen Up is the first show, the first podcast, not the last, to be on the Block Exchange Network. Look, man, let's just get into it. Let's just get into it right now. All right, so it's been a crazy week. And first I want to thank everybody that subscribed. I'm up to over 1,500 subscribers in less than 2 months. This is crazy. But it's been a crazy week. Let's see. We done had the Jim Jones thing popping off. We done had the Diddy thing popping off. We done had, what else, Houston? What else we have, man?
Man, we've had you said the Diddy.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. What
That
else
is.
we have?
I mean, I don't know if you follow Jim Jones and Cameron. All right, so you know Cameron. Let's go with Jim Jones. You know who Jim Jones is? There's a lot of people that don't know who Jim Jones is. Jim Jones is a dude that, you know, he came on the scene with Dipset. If y'all don't know who Dipset is, Cameron, who was on the show, the sports show with Mace. Cameron is the dude that had Dipset early 2000s. I think he was even on Bad Boy label for a little bit. And then he moved to Rockefeller. He had Horse and Carriage. Anyway, this ain't about Cameron. But anyway, Dipset is where Jim Jones came from. How this is important is that Dipset came along around early 2000s, right? Jim Jones, We Fly High. Everybody know We Fly High was a club banger. But what a lot of people didn't know, Jim Jones, he's a platinum artist. That product of the environment is in my top 20. So let's just get that out of the way, that album. But he also was the one who started Love and Hip Hop. A lot of people don't know that. Jim Jones, you know Love and Hip Hop?
Yes, sir.
He's the one who started that show.
Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah,
Jones.
Jim Jones. See, a lot of people don't say everything. See, I believe he got gaslighted into this debate. So what happened basically was he was on Fat Joe and Jadakiss' show.
Okay.
Topic came up about MCs and who's great. Nas came up.
Okay.
Nas's name came up.
Okay.
They were kind of talking about, like, would you have a versus with Nas and all that stuff. And Jim Jones was like, you know, I pretty much do a verse with anybody and everything.
Right. When you're a rapper, that's what you do.
But Fat Joe was kind of trying to play him, though.
Okay.
And that's what I say he was trying to play him. He was trying to get him kind of like out of his position to say Nas was better than him.
Gotcha.
Now, everybody know as an MC in the rap game, all those guys got egos. It's all based on competition. You're not going to say somebody downright better than you unless they just like, especially in the New York scene, man. I'm sorry. I mean, you're just not going to get that. This dude, I don't care, even if you're Jay-Z. You're going to say he's a great rapper. You're going to say, yeah, I admire him. You ain't going to just be like, it's like playing basketball.
Right. Everybody think they got skills.
Everybody think that
no
it goes.
How bad or good your skills are, you ain't going to let nobody know they better than you.
And you really think you're going to hear LeBron say Jordan better than him?
Of course not.
It's not going to happen.
Even though it's true.
I mean, I think so too.
I was just trying to start a debate. Go ahead.
No, it's not going to happen. So he ended up saying, he didn't say he was better than Nas. He ended up saying, look, let's be clear. I'm a platinum selling artist. I did this, I did that. I came along at a different time than Nas came along. You know, so, Nas was in like the 94, 95. That's when he blew up kind of thing. And that's when he became a legend. I came along in like the early 2000s. And when I came along, I changed the landscape of hip hop.
Okay.
That's when people started wearing the skinny jeans, the biker look.
Right.
Remember that little short Ed Hardy?
Right.
With biker chain, with the the biker chain stuff.
Chain.
This is Jim Jones. He brought that into the culture. So he had an influence on fashion. He had an influence on hip hop from a street level.
Right. Just the look.
Yeah. Now To Nas's defense, Nas ain't said a word to this dude.
Right.
Which kind of says it all, too. Because why respond to somebody that you don't even think is on your level?
Right.
So I think that...
Smart, you just like, you know what? It is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's what you want to think. Cool.
I'm out here getting money.
Right.
But Jim Jones allowed them to gaslight him into further conversation.
You think so?
Yeah, if you watch the video, man. I might insert some of that in here. Matter of fact, I am going to insert a little clip. Just a little clip. Fair use. Because I'm new to this game. I ain't trying to get no strikes. But here's a little clip right here.
You know what I mean?
A lot of them don't.
Yes.
But it's the era.
Some music.
No,
There's some kids that.
No, I love that. There's some kids that love hip hop.
20, so I mean,
but he's your son.
He's your son.
He's your son.
No, but he knows.
My son, my son can't tell you one Nas record. You heard? Like, let's keep it a buck here.
Yeah, but
like, let's keep it a buck. You heard? Let's keep it a buck because you'll bring it up. There must be some type of misconception or what's that word when it comes to Jim Jones and what Jim Jones have done in this game. A lot of these rappers...
We made them take the darkies off.
A lot of these rappers have done a tremendous job, and I take nothing away from them. But they forget, I got a hell of a catalog. Me, Jim Jones, myself, gold records, platinum records, gold albums, platinum albums. You know, me, Jim Jones. No diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. Check my track record. Then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries. Then check all them niggas' entries and shit like that. And I'm not taking nothing away from nobody. But I hear the comparisons and the niggas be trying to act funny when it comes. No, I've been spanking a lot of this shit. I'm talking about the industry. I've been putting on. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I got to show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them.
What do I think at the end of the day? Go back and watch my videos on how I believe that, I took up for Jim Jones, right? But I wasn't taking up for him saying that he's better than Nas. I don't think he's better than Nas. Lyrically. As far as hip-hop influence goes, though, I've always thought that, Nas was kind of overrated as a lyricist. I mean, everybody's going to disagree with me.
Right.
Part of this...
I heard you say that one time on one of your videos.
Yeah, but because I never really got into Nas, you know.
Right, I never got into him either, but everybody was giving him so much credit. I'm like, well, maybe they know what they talking about. So I never listened to it.
To me, he raps good, but it's just a bunch of words sometimes. I mean, it's dope words in the way you got to decipher everything and that street element. But he's more of a classic hip-hop artist. When you think of hip-hop, you think of Nas.
Gotcha.
When you think of rap, and you think of just culture, you think of Jim Jones, to me. Because during that era, because how the streets were and everything, I think Jim Jones, because he came along later, he had a more impact on the streets. And that's what it was. I'm missing the whole thing.
Okay.
A young dude on a different podcast said that he was more influenced by Jim Jones than Nas. So then that's how they continued to gaslight him. Because this young dude was saying that, hey, I'm giving Jim Jones the props. Nas is good, but he don't really touch us like Jim Jones music do. And that's why I went to his defense. That's all.
All right.
That's all I was saying, man.
You gotta have me go listen to some Jim Jones and Nas.
If you do listen to Jim Jones, get that Product of My Environment, bro. Product of My Environment, bro. That was like, that was a dope. The beats on there, and it ain't just his lyrics, it's the way he was rapping on there. Then you got Joel Santana on there. It was just crazy to me, man. It was a different time, and I think he hit that era, and he captured that era. He captured that era really good.
Okay.
Just like Nas did, you know?
So, in your mind, what is some of the best music from Jim Jones?
From Jim Jones, is that Product of My Environment.
Product of My Environment. Okay. And what about Nas?
Nas, I believe Nas, and that goes back to Nas, I'm biased.
Right.
The only album I really listened to of Nas, like, completely was Illmatic. Then he had, remember when he had that, You Can Hate Me Now? That album was okay, but it was more commercialized. It wasn't no more like street, like hip-hop-ish. Because he brought Puffy in to do the high dollar video, and he had Nas' biggest problem, he picked the wrong beats, man. His beats suck.
Does other people think the same thing?
I've heard that. I've heard that. But even in my opinion, I was like, damn, he the worst, like, chooser of beats ever to me. I'm like, if he would have put this verse on somebody else beat,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a certain song you like, this is the worst song I ever heard from Nas, as far as the beat goes? Or, let's ask the audience.
Oh, he got plenty. Yeah, put it in the comments, man. He got plenty of them.
Gotcha.
To me, like, Stillmatic was good. It wasn't no classic to me. Only reason people consider it a classic because it had Ether on there.
Gotcha.
So the Ether classic, cool. All right, so that's my take on Nas and Jim Jones and whoever. Now, what else were we talking about? What else? Okay, now, what else could possibly be bigger this week?
You talked about Wait Till I Had This Baby.
Oh, Lord. Lord, why you have to bring this up? Now, you know what? This is what's funny. I put the thing about Nas and Jim Jones up there. People was all up on my comments. Dana cussing me out, saying I'm stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. Look at you, big boy. What do you know? I read the comments. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I love you. Comment away, please. I don't take it personal. So, but when I put this up there about wait till I have my baby, I ain't hear from none of y'all. Because I believe you be listening to the song, don't you? Like it. You kind of like this. Man, get out of here. Till I had his baby. Wait till I had his baby. Now, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, this is a song by Dollface Toni. She's not a bad looking girl in the face. You know what I'm saying? In that video that I saw. You know, she all right. You know what I'm saying? But I saw her when she was unpregnant in one of the videos. Okay, I mean, when I was doing my research. So she looked okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if y'all don't know Dollface Toni, she has a new viral song, Wait Till I Had This Baby. And if you don't know what Wait Till I Had This Baby is about, it's exactly about that. Wait Till I Had This Baby. It's a song with her in front of a mic, pregnant, belly out. Now, she ain't got no moo-moo on, cover, an apron, a little it's a boy shirt on, nothing. She ain't got none of that on. You know what she got on? A blank belly. Just got a naked belly out there, man. And she on that. Y'all just look at this.
Wait till I had this baby. You got 2 seconds, so I'm swinging first. Wait till I had this baby. He better fuck me better than he did it first. Wait till I had this baby. Fit a bow truck just to jump out.
So tell me, man. Houston, you tell me. You the only one I can talk to right now.
What you got?
Is this a indication?
We lost our way. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's too far, man. It's too far. I believe it's too far. I don't care what y'all say. It's new times. Oh yeah, that's just she get in the game. She got in the game off that. What's next? Okay. I'm asking what's next, and every time somebody asks what's next, people are, oh, you just this, you just that.
Right.
We let Lil' Kim get away with this mess. That's who started it.
We did.
Well, and that's our fault from our era.
What was the song? Something about my booty brown.
Oh,
Lord. See, I thought that was as far as it was gonna go.
Is that that's Sexy Red?
I think it's Sexy Red, Dirty Red, Red on Dirt. I don't know what her name is.
I didn't think it could get no worse than that.
I didn't think it was gonna get no worse than that because she said my booty hole's brown.
Yes.
And when she said that, I was like, well, what other color was this? Why do we even need to talk about your booty hole at all?
Because she know the type of people that like hearing about that stuff.
Right.
She know the type of people that like hearing about that stuff is man, I ain't even gonna go that far.
Do you think people just like being ratchet from time to time? Because I've seen some professional people, might not talk about it, but then they'll put something like that song on when they just want to get a little, and then they can go get out of the car, go sit at the desk.
Yep.
Because I've got some coworkers that do that. They jam it in the car. Craziness.
Yep.
And then they come in and say, good morning. How y'all doing? Let's keep it corporate right now.
Well, like we were listening to NWA the other day, remember?
Yep.
Just some of the lyrics in that song was just outright disgusting.
This is true.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, so remember, this is in the early 80s, too.
It's just the times are changing. We think it's a lot. Because we thought, our parents thought the same thing about Luke.
And don't go, that's what I was going to say. Don't go into Luke.
Right.
And what was the name of that?
What was the name of it? What's his name? It's not Luke.
It was Luke.
Yeah, but it's something Luke.
The Miami, they're from Miami.
Right.
I forgot the name, but you know what I'm talking about.
In the comments, what's the name of the group?
Yeah.
From Miami.
His
name is Luke, and he did a song, and it was, I can't even remember the lyrics from it. Because did they not win something in court, federal court? Freedom of speech.
Yep, sure did. During the same time that Ice-T was doing Sea Killer.
See, I was about to tell my age. I was about to say Cool Hand Luke, but that was a movie.
I ain't even seen Cool Hand Luke. Who's Cool Hand Luke?
Cool Hand Luke. That's a movie.
I mean, what is it, like a black genre?
It's not even a black genre. It's a white movie, but it was a white guy that went to prison, and no matter what they told him to do, he wouldn't do it.
I don't do it. Oh, damn, Cool Hand Luke. I don't do the prison movies. I don't watch prison movies. I never have. Uncle Luke. But he's from, what was the group he was from?
I'm not sure. We're going to have to get that in the comments.
And who did that? She ain't nothing but a hoochie mama. Hood rat, hoochie mama. Ain't nothing but a hoochie mama. Yeah. See, songs like that wasn't Luke, but songs like that. You know what I'm saying? We had all that. So I guess Booty Hole Brown and Wait Till I Had His Baby is just a...
Yeah. We had BET After Dark.
BET Uncut was crazy.
Okay.
But I think, this is my take on that, and I'm going to leave it here.
Okay.
I think it's an indication of where our youth are going now. Although we had Hood Rat, Hoochie Mama, Luke on there with girls with thongs and all this type of stuff, there was still some things that were sacred. I mean, it's something sacred about having a baby, you know? It's something sacred, something personal, something between you and your spouse or your significant other. Mm-hmm. It's just something that other people shouldn't be privy to all the time, unless you want to do it. But there's a time and a place for everything, and I think that shows that our culture might not know the difference in the times and the places where things are acceptable. We're turning into an anything goes type culture, and we really need something like with more integrity as the lights go out. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. All right, so that's my take on that. There was another one, of course, the Diddy trial. You know, that I think that's been wore out. The Diddy trial. Look, this is what get me though. One minute you look at social media and it's Diddy's gonna walk, he's free. The next minute he's getting so much time. I'm like, what is really true? You really don't know what's true, what's going on in it. I think they are too, man.
They just playing with our emotions, so no matter which way it goes, somebody's gonna say, I told you.
Yeah.
Whether he goes to jail, I told you. Whether he gets off, I told you.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But I think that the fact he didn't call no witnesses. See, this is what happened. He didn't call no witnesses to the stand. He didn't testify. His defense didn't come to. They was like, nah, we ain't gonna call nobody up here. He don't need no.
You know, I think that might have been smart though, because I think they didn't want to open up any doors. They were really trying to say, look, they ain't got enough evidence.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have enough evidence because right before he did that, they dropped everything that could be considered a RICO. He can still get charged for other stuff, but the RICO, that was the big thing.
That was the biggest thing.
So if you don't got that, he could literally walk with probation or something like that.
I thought so, but now I keep hearing that they really didn't drop the RICO. They just did something. I don't know. I'm getting confused on it.
I think everything from arson to trafficking, the two biggest things they had him up there for, they dropped.
Gotcha.
So it's like, even if he could get convicted for other stuff, is it a strong enough case for what y'all got left? Is that still a strong enough case for a RICO case?
Gotcha.
It is when you got arson and you got trafficking. But when you ain't got that stuff in there, it's kind of like, okay, he was a mean dude that was a bona fide freak.
True. That's true.
I think these dudes getting extorted. And that's something I was going to talk about today anyway.
You know what?
I think they's getting straight up extorted. This is just my opinion. I believe that these guys there's some type of organized crime syndicate. There's not the mafia or no gang. I think these are corporate crime syndicates through lawyers who are finding victims of rich people and extorting them to settle. This has been going on since the music industry been started.
Yep.
The same play. The same exact play. Now, when they came out, okay, even though I'm not a Tyler Perry fan, all right, but okay, you get $1 billion. You tried to come at Jay-Z. So you can tell who got power and who don't.
Right.
Try to come at Jay-Z. He ain't fully out now, but he the only one that they ceased and desisted on.
But yeah, I think for Jay-Z, I think what happened with that is that particular person that came out really ain't had their stuff together. I think there's more.
I think there's more too.
There's more, and nobody's stepping up to the plate right now because they don't have it all together.
I think because they couldn't get Jay-Z, they went to the next one. All right, you look at billionaire Puffy, billionaire Jay-Z, billionaire Tyler Perry. Would have been billionaire R. Kelly. Would have been billionaire a billion times over probably by now.
Yep.
It's a dirty game, man. Once you get in, look, for all you people coming up and you're in the music industry, publishing. Handle that before you even learn how to rap. Learn about publishing. Learn about trademarks. Learn about copyrights. Then learn about contracts. And I'm telling you why. And this goes beyond music. Those contracts for entertainment, any type of entertainment, are pretty much set up the same way. The only difference is some people got better managers and lawyers and access to influential people than others. Some people are more desperate than others, and some people are just pretty much literally sell their soul because it's me and my mama and my 5 cousins in my house right now. I'm tired of selling these drugs and dodging these fools in the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm really tired of it. For some reason, God gave me a gift that I could rap. To rap, I want to get this. I don't care if it's $100,000. To me, $100,000, I could go flip that, come back to the hood, make myself look even bigger, then get the big. I'm telling you, contracts, bro. So people sell out their soul depending on how desperate they are. Okay? But once you know the game works the same if you selling toothpaste or if you selling a Bentley. The principles are the same. You got to have your paperwork in order first, man, so they can't jerk you around. What these companies do, what they do, once you are in a contract with a bigger company, they think they own you, man, unless you got percentages and stuff like that. But in the music industry, there's something called masters. And I'll be done with this in just a second. I just got to rant about it. It's important. When you don't own your masters, it's like having a house that you pay a mortgage for. Because you get 30 years to get your masters back, even if you don't own them, right? But you got to make it to that 30 years. The companies that's going to buy your, that are out there, these record companies that gave you that great deal, that gave you a bigger percentage, they always looking to own your masters, bro. They always looking to own them. Because that's where the money's at. The masters where the money's at. The publishing is where the money's at. So why would it be a big, why is it so hard for people to understand that, look, if you're going to get extorted, it's going to be for your publishing or it's going to be for your masters. Or they're going to take you out, it's going to be whoever benefits. That's the thing. Whoever benefits from your death the most probably had something to do with it. That's just
your thoughts.
That's my thoughts, man.
That's what you're thinking.
I'm sorry. Because, look, I don't really think it's so much about... Because people want to say, oh, they just taking out all the black billionaires. I don't really, because look, Harvey Weinstein.
I think that, but to me, I think that was just, it was so blatant with him.
Mm-hmm.
They had to do something. But at the end of the day, it still made some business sense because by getting Harvey Weinstein out the way, somebody else ends up in that seat and that control that the whole organization can control. Because they got Weinstein.
Yeah, but they just let him go. Just like they did by Bill Cosby. Okay, there's another one.
Yep.
Started with Bill. They extorted Bill.
Right.
I believe it's straight up extortion. All right, are you gonna play ball? Okay, you're gonna be 80 years old, spending the rest of your life in this funky prison. I don't care how many people like you and love you. We don't want to stay there.
True.
You gonna play ball? Bill gave it a couple years. I'm gonna play ball.
Almost like politics.
That's who wrote the
That's
blueprint.
Like politics. You really don't move from the mayor of the town to a congressman to whatever else until you learn to play ball.
Exactly. This is how we learn to play ball. You got to know the business. Just like starting a podcast like we are now. This could blow up literally overnight. Now, what if somebody was to come to me, a major talent agency? Man, we love what you got. If I don't have my paperwork together, I don't got my stuff together, they're going to help try to, we'll assist you with that.
Yep.
You got to do this, and all the while they're assisting me, they're assisting themselves for the future. So,
And then they do this thing called a 360 deal.
that's to say, it came from the music industry. And your boy invented the 360 deal on the dude from Def Jam, Leon Cohen.
Yep.
Invented the 360 deal, which not only do they get a percentage of your music, they own your likeness, your name, and all your merch.
And it doesn't say throughout the United States or throughout the world. It says universe.
Are you serious?
The likeness, name, and the whole nine. We have control of that throughout the universe. Now they use the name universe. I'm thinking it's because if something happens that we start living on other planets and the whole nine, it covers.
Do me a favor. Look up the legal definition of the word universe.
Definition of the word universe.
The legal definition.
If we can get to see.
Oh, damn, I
got
forgot.
you.
I forgot.
Keep going.
It's the legal definition. Like, what does the law say? Because there's a definition, the common definition of words, and then there's a legal definition of words. All right, we back. So basically, here's the legal definition. All right. In legal context, the universe doesn't have a specific universally recognized definition. However, it can be used in contracts, particularly in entertainment law, to define the broadest possible scope of rights and obligations. This usage often implies everywhere or without geographical limitation.
Mars, Jupiter.
That basically means...
If you find out there's an alternate universe, they're going to own your name on the second Earth.
Meta. So we... You know how Meta Universe is doing that and people are buying properties in there? So even if you go into virtual world, these people knew when they come up with these definitions and stuff, they think years into the future. So you talk about locking you down in a contract? Come on, broader application. The language is used to ensure that a contract's terms apply whenever the content is distributed or accessed, even with technological advancements that blur geographical boundaries.
So that means if new technology comes out that we have no understanding of, no clue,
which means
it covers everything. So even if someone has an AI and the AI creates a new version of your song, they're gonna get paid for it.
Which means that if you got that word universal in your contract back in 1980, right? Mm-hmm. If that contract is still valid, that means even with the invention of the internet, the invention of social media, the invention of YouTube, the invention of Spotify, all that new technology, they get a piece of, that's life.
Yep.
That's life. So, look, I'm going to end it here. But, look, people, this whole show is called Listen Up because I'm giving you the real deal about everything unfiltered. Not saying that I'm right, but I'm damn sure ain't wrong about everything. You understand? I'm just going to keep it a buck. Because a lot of people don't bring it to you like this, and I'm bringing it to you like this, man. But I'm doing it out of love, bro. I'm doing everything out of love because I love everybody, no matter what race, creed, and culture. We just need to get more common sense. We need to call a spade, and people need to get back to not being hurt and stop being so offended because people gonna come and keep it real to you, man. Stop crying. Let's do this. Listen up.